Hi, have you ever wondered what GPA is? You might have heard this term around, but you might not exactly know what it actually is. So, what is GPA? GPA is basically an academic score based on all your exams, assignments, coursework, etc. for all your subjects. And it is often used in colleges and universities. So it's basically a standard academic score based on based on all your academics for all the students. So a simple and effective way to compare performance of all students. In different regions, there are different grading scales. Such as in India, the scale is out of 10. In US, the scale is out of 4, and it depends on the country or region you are from. Now there are two types: SGPA and CGPA. SGPA is semester grade point average, basically GPA of for just one semester, which is typically 6 months, and it gives a short-term snapshot of one of your performance in just one term, while CGPA is is the GPA of your whole course, and it gives a long-term overview. Now there's another term called credits. What are credits? They basically represent the weightage or value of a specific subject, and they're used in the calculation of GPA, and that's why they become really important. One credit usually corresponds to specific amount of contact hours per week, meaning like if you have one lecture per week, that means one credit. If you have two, on the other hand, for labs or practicals, if you have 2 hours per week, there you get one credit. Example, if you have data structures class has 3 hours of lectures and 2 hours of lab per week, it's typically a 4 credit course, but it might vary university to university. To earn a degree, you don't need just need to pass your exams. You must earn a specific number of credits. A typical 4-year BTech might require around 160 to 180 credits, but again, it depends on the course, on the college, on where, on the region in the country where you are studying. Now, how to calculate SGPA? That is GPA for just one semester. So the formula is pretty simple. You multiply the course credit by into the grade point by the total credits. So what does that exactly mean? So each letter grade is assigned a grade point, and it does vary from institute to institute, but there's a pretty commonality, and again, it depends on the country. As for example, in the US, the letter A plus or A might mean 4 grade points or percentage of between 93 to 100%. And in India, the letter O might indicate 10 grade points, A plus indicates 9 grade points, and so on. But again, this might vary university to university, so check for your college. Imagine a student finishes a semester with 4 subjects. As you can see, maths, physics, programming, communication, and you can see the credits he gets, the grade, and the credit points. So we sum the credits and the credit points, and then we multiply the credits of each course by the grade point earned, and we divide that by sum of all the credits, and then we get the CGPA. Sorry, I mean the SGPA. Now, how do we calculate the CGPA? So the CGPA is equal to the SGPA, the GPA of all the semesters divided by the semesters. That's pretty simple. Imagine a student finishes a semester with 4 subjects. Sorry, with 4 semesters. There's an error in the slide. So you can see the total semester credits, basically the total credits in the whole course. So to calculate the total points, we multiply the semester credits with the SGPA, and then we divide by the total credits, and we get the final CGPA. So if you get a GPA of 9 plus, that is outstanding. If between 8 and 9, that is excellent and above the threshold for interview selections for most of the big companies like Microsoft, Google, etc. 7 to 8 is also good, but it's better to have above 8. 6 to 7 is average. You will get interview chances, but you might not be shortlisted for certain companies, certain MNCs like Microsoft, Google, etc. And if below 6, you might face some difficulty. You might have to go for off-campus placements or internships. So this process might seem tedious to you. So I made a simple and easy GPA calculator as well as a GPA simulator. So you can visualize and understand how your grades are affecting your CGPA and how you can target and improve your CGPA. Hi, this is 9.0, a GPA and CGPA calculator. So without wasting any time, let's just get started. This is the SGPA calculator. There are as you can see, there are 3 columns: course, grade, and credits. So you can type your course names. You can also leave them empty. I'll just try it for. Then you can select the grade. And then the credits, they usually range from 2 to 4. You can also add rows. And you can also remove rows or subjects by just pressing the cross button and then click on calculate, and you have a nice donut chart showing your SGPA. Now you can also change values and see the difference. Simple as that. Now let's move to the CGPA calculator. As you can see, there are 8 semesters. You won't need more than 8 semesters since this is designed for a 4-year course in which there would be 8 semesters. You won't need more than that. And then you have total credits for each semester and then the GPA for that semester. So usually total credits for a semester range from 20 to 24. So let me just write for 4 semesters currently. Now when you drag the SGPA slider, you can see that this is live. The CGPA is live updating. Now as I drag on, you can see the CGPA is updating. Now as I drag the slider, the CGPA values also change. And you can see the SGPA value on the right side. You can also type it out. For example, I just want it as 8.0. I want this as 7.5. So I want this as 9. I want this as 7.3. And then you can play with the sliders, change the credits numbers, and you can see the values updating. So that's it. You can see the CGPA and then you can simulate it by playing with the sliders. So it's that simple. Thank you.